We all know the new trailer for Project Mugen, Ananta, is out. It surpassed my expectations, and yours as well. You're lying if you claim this game hasn't blown you away, especially if you're specifically into open world gacha games. This trailer was actually quite overwhelming, and it's been a while since I've felt that about any game preview in the last few years, including GTA 6. What I saw from GTA 6 trailer 1 was expected. It's Rockstar. Of course it's gonna be crazy. This, I did not anticipate any of this from this game's trailer. The visuals, lighting, music, the amount of NPCs about, character models, physics, dynamic combat. I was sold on this world the moment I set eyes on the city in the second shot. It was the second shot. The second shot. There's not a single thing that I felt was off. Aside from how sure I was that Naked Rain was trying a bit too hard to evoke that GTA 6 trailer 1 vibe. Even the announcement dates are kind of similar, December 5th. Anyway, with all that established, let me be the first among the first lowlives to state that if this game delivers on what it showed here, it will be objectively better than Neverness to Everness in every shape and form. Maybe there are one or two things that NTE could do better. I'll definitely highlight those as well, but since these two games are clearly as similar as any two games could get, Project Mugen is just better. It is, I'm sorry. We are simply gonna have to compare the two. There's no avoiding it, and there's no use lying to ourselves that we shouldn't. Even though I fully understand that we can't play both. Yes, we can have both, but Mugen is so much better. This game is, oh. Let's start with the visuals. NTE is quite the looker. There's no doubt about that. Driving in the rain in this game is such a mood, it could be made into ASMR videos just for the aesthetic. But this game blows it out of the park. The look of Ananta is crazy. I'll try to diversify my vocabulary and not use crazy every few seconds, but the lighting genuinely looked like ray tracing. Maybe it is, or maybe it's just visual styling. I don't know. I think I saw a few effects that looked like volumetric fog as the chopper was cruising above the city. Lovely, colorful and splashy combat effects, and even the same for the assets in the open world, like the animated graffiti beings. And a look to the characters that gives them a lot of life. I've especially grown to like the little kid that was in the announcement trailer. And after saying that out loud, I'm just realizing how bad it sounds. There's so much personality in the look of these characters and their designs. Something that I do feel is missing in Everness, with everyone and their mother finding issue with the designs. When it comes to expressiveness, yeah, Everness does it better with the cartoony and the animated appearances and whatnot. This being one of the things I felt Hota will definitely do better than Naked Rain, but overall, Ananta has more visual appeal with its character designs. I don't even know if you noticed, but there are some shots in the trailer where we can see that even the MC dresses up in different outfits that are relevant to the mission or side activity that's in progress. If this is what I think it is, that will mean that Ananta has just taken a step even further. Please also note that both of these games are work in progress, and the designs and visuals we see now will most likely end up having positive changes by the time they're both at their releases. With what we see now though,
this is brilliant, but I like this.
There's so much in this trailer that it's even hard to notice the smaller details that may end up making or breaking our immersion. But in this department as well, Mugen is ahead in my opinion. The in-game cars in both games can be used as a reasonable yardstick for this, and you tell me which looks better to you. Heck, it appears you will be able to drive a myriad of cars, even commandeering any car you see any NPC driving, on top of being able to do so as any character, large or small, as opposed to Neverness, where you are forced into switching into the white-haired MC anytime you want to drive, and you are very limited to only a few vehicle models that you must summon or find at designated spots. Though there's word that Hota is working on a vehicle requisition system, I'm not so sure. So at least they're one step closer. On that note, Traversal. Oh god, Traversal. Do I even need to highlight this aspect about Ananta? Let's just say getting around in this game will not be an issue or a source of boredom and frustration, and I pray that teleport waypoints in this game will hardly be a thing if they are there. I want to swing around, drive, ride. I just feel like we are so spoiled with options in this game when it comes to going from point A to point B. Neverness has tried in this department as well. Some of the character skills are quite good, especially in Annalise, which feels quite fresh. But Mugen is so damn dynamic that it's quite tough to imagine a game that can just match the sheer diversity with what they've done with the movement in the game. Combat. Now, with very little to go off of when it comes to Ananta's combat, this is something I'm not quite ready to compare. What I will say though is that so far, the combat seems to integrate a lot of environmental elements, with a notable shot in the latest trailer showing the player even binding enemies with nearby tires, and some previews even before that showing use of psychic powers to lift whole cars and fling them at mobs. I feel like a combat system that can afford this kind of gameplay has to be very thrilling. NTA's combat, I also can't speak much about it, but I'm yet to see any content creator who's actually pleased with how it plays. Personally, I like how it looks. Obviously, it's another thing to play, but with this, we'll just have to wait and see. The world. To NTA's credit, its world is alluring. Hetero, the first time I saw it, looks like quite the bubbly world to be in and mess around within. The train tracks by the ocean with the blossom trees. Oh god, that place is like... it just gets me going. I also adore the seamless transitions the game employs when you enter domains in the overworld. Very nice. However, my attitude towards Hetero may have somewhat changed after having a look at a lot of footage in the closed beta tests, as I didn't see much when it came to side content in the city. At the moment, I simply feel like Ananta's Nova City holds more promise when it comes to what it offers in the name of main missions, side activities, pastimes, and even interior spaces and NPC density, all that stuff. To me, it's a more believable city and a place I would have preferred to be in. In this one shot, it looks like we'll be even able to do Uber Eats deliveries. In this other one, we can play darts, some sort of social media incorporation, working out at the gym as well, though I'm curious how this will be adopted in the game systems and what purpose it will serve exactly, and so much more. I'm just so down bad for this game, oh god help me, and NTE has no chance. Everything that Neverness to Everness had going for it is just nullified by Ananta doing it way better, doing it and looking way better as it does it. And I don't know, of course we'll play both games. It's less likely that we will be playing both games and sticking to both games at the same time. I do feel like one game has to stick around longer, and the odds are that that game will be Ananta. NTE has barely much to offer that Ananta won't already be doing better. That's what I think. Anyway, I think that's most of what I can compare for now. Let's argue in the comments and subscribe, because I plan on making more Ananta and Neverness to Everness videos. Bye.